Hey everyone! Alright, so if you remember, on Fridays we used to do some writing, and I just wanted to, we're going to start back up again, but it's going to be a little bit different. But I wanted to go over what I used to go over because I think it's super important. And unfortunately, not everybody was watching these videos and doing those assignments. So that's another reason why I want to go over it now. So what we used to talk about is what good writers do. And these are good reminders for every day when we write, even in our live meetings. So we always want to use our best handwriting, okay? And a part of this also is when we write, we want to start at the top with every letter that we write, okay? We want to also start every sentence with a capital letter or an uppercase letter, just like in this example. Whoops. I don't know if I can show you. Right here it says, I like you. We want to always start with that capital letter. Use a period after your sentence. So a sentence is like saying, I am tall. That is a sentence, a complete sentence. So we want to always put a period at the end of our sentence, which is a little dot. Okay? We always start on the left and go to the right, just like we read a book. That's how we write. And use about a finger space in between our words. Now this, if you are starting to write smaller, which is probably a good thing, you might not want a whole finger space, but just make sure you're putting a little bit of space in between your words. And the last thing, which you guys know is super important, is sounding it out. That's what you guys do when you have your word of the day. And I say sound it out. I say it really slowly and write down all the sounds you hear. And speaking of word of the day, that is pretty much what I want you guys to practice the next few weeks. I want you to practice at what's called stretching out words. Okay, so we're not going to be building sentences, although you guys can still practice that at home. Of course you can. But we're going to try to spell some words. And so I want to read this to you. It says, good readers stretch out the words they write. If you can imagine like a rubber band and stretching it out as you're saying a word, that's what this concept is. There are 3 steps to this. Step number 1, say the word. Step number 2, say it slowly, like a turtle. A turtle walks really slowly. And step 3, write the letters that you hear. So if I had the word dog, the first sound I hear is D. So I'm going to write a D. And the second sound I hear is ah. So I would write an O. And the third sound I hear is G. So I write a G. A G is G, Golden Girl, right? So that's what I want you to practice. I'm about to tell you what I would like you to do. Go ahead and get your notebook and a pencil. I am going to do the first one for you, only the first one though. And after I do the first one, you can just pause the video and I want you to do the rest of these. This right here is what you're going to turn into me on Seesaw. You're going to try to spell all of these words. The thing about this is I want you to try to do it yourself. You can do it. These words such as snowflake, hot chocolate, scarf, mittens, snowman, and bear, they're not little words. So you have to say it slowly and write down all the sounds you hear. All right, so let me do the first one with you guys. You can do this with me. So this is a picture of a snowflake. All right, so the first step was to say the word snowflake. Say it slowly. Snowflake. Now we can start to write the letter sounds we hear. S, is the first sound I hear. I know that S is Sammy Snake, or the letter S. So I'm going to write an S. Sn, n. Okay, I hear an N. Noisy Nick. Keep saying it and keep saying it slowly. Snow. O. O. That's Mr. O. Snow. W. Now you may not be hearing all of these sounds. That's why you've got to say it really slowly. Snow. F. F. Firefighter Fred, which is F. F. Now am I finished yet? I'm not quite finished, right? Snowful. Notice how I have to keep saying the word with each letter that I write. Snowflake. Ache. Now, that's Mr. A. Now, I don't know whether I end in a C or a K because they have the same sound. I'm going to go ahead and put a K. So if you think it's a C, like for any of these, you hear that K sound and you think it's C, you can write C. If you think it's K, you write K. The neat thing about this is we don't have to spell these words right. The whole point of doing this is just to write the sounds that we hear, okay? So technically, snowflake does have a silent E at the end, but I don't hear it, so I'm not going to write it. Okay, so this is what I want you to do for these other pictures. So again, I'll tell you what they are. You have hot cocoa, scarf, mittens, snowman, bear. Okay? Now is when you can pause the video and complete these. Write them down in your notebook. Take a picture of it and turn it in on Seesaw, and you'll be good to go. Thank you, guys.